for so many years to bring you this kind of action early in the tournament. Venus to serve now. First game, first set. Pretty good start, Allie.
That's the classic Venus that we've seen for her long, great career now. Big serve and a big forehand, powerful, attacking it into that corner.
Boy, Venus looks fit to me. She looks like she has really been working hard. That's a fault. She looks a little mean, too.
She does. Sometimes those injuries can prompt you to get into the best shape of your life.
15.
That's what she doesn't want to be doing out there today. She's been struggling with her serve a little bit lately. But when she gets it in, man, it's good.
It's a let and a fault. Use the automatic net caller on top of that net. No more net court judges. I kind of miss those guys and women. Oh, yes. I know you like that two-hander of Sharapova's, Allie.
I do. She's got a beautiful backhand, and we definitely saw her stepping in, taking it early like she needs to be doing on that one. Her backhand is a little more just solid and stable to me than that forehand.
Venus now down the center. Maria has another look at the call.
The Sharapova challenging the call left
And
center.
here is the first challenge of the day. The Sharapova challenges. Each player has 2 challenges per set, and then if we get into a tiebreak, there's an additional. Ooh. Well, it was a
overturn, second serve.
So she doesn't lose anything. If you challenge and lose, you lose the challenge, obviously, and you're down to 1 challenge for the rest of the set. So that was kind of a gutsy call early in the match.
It was. We talked about yesterday how it's really a strategy, another strategy to think about for the players is this new system of challenging, because you don't want to waste them early in the set in case you need one later at a more important time.
Double break point for the #1 seed. Venus facing a second serve. Ooh, and if that's good, and it was, and Sharapova, a beautiful backhand up the line.
First game.
Right on the service line. Well, let's have a look now at Sharapova's keys to victory, Allie.
Well, yesterday Sharapova really struggled with that serve, and I think even though that young Chan couldn't quite attack on it, she's going to have a little bit bigger of an opponent today with Venus, and she's got to keep that first serve percentage up. She's got to stay in the point. Venus is very susceptible to making errors, and if she can keep those points longer and just wait for Venus to be making errors, she can do it. On the other hand, Venus has got to put pressure on Maria's serve when we saw her struggling with it yesterday and really make her think about it and get nervous on it. She's got to stay consistent. To me, Venus is in control of this match. If she's making the winners, she's going to win. If she's making the errors, she's going to lose. I think she's got to put some extra pressure on Maria's forehand, too, which is really susceptible when it's deep, hard power shots coming deep to her forehand.
We saw Maria's forehand go through some bad spells yesterday. She was a little erratic off that forehand side.
She can catch it kind of late, and Venus definitely has the power to be able to make Maria catch it late.
Just catches the tape. Venus has another look at the call. She will not challenge. 15, Bob.
That was a good body serve there by Maria, especially for tall, bigger players. Those body serves can be really tough to handle.
Yes.
There's a big forehand from Maria. That's the way she's got to be playing. She's got to be in control of the points. That's what she lost to Venus's sister Serena in Australia. She just wasn't in control of the points, and Serena was able to just dominate her.
40
Another
love.
big serve down the center. Sharapova quickly to 40 love.
3 big first serves. If she can keep that up, she's going to do well.
Let first serve.
So let. Inside out forehand from Venus.
Beautiful point from both players. Both of them
14,
keeping it
15.
deep, and Venus just ending up with a beautiful backhand. Forehand, excuse me.
Game.
Catches the tape until Sharapova holds. She leads 2-love first set.
Sharapova leads 2
Good
games to
start
love.
for Sharapova. Yesterday she looked a little shaky coming out, but today she looks confident and ready. Sometimes shaking off that first round can really loosen you up and get you ready.
Venus needs to hold here. Down a break already. Tomorrow, more action on Tennis Channel. We'll have full coverage of the men's play, which begins at 11 o'clock Eastern Time, and then Allie and I will be back for the women's singles 9 p.m. Eastern. All of you on Tennis Channel, some great early action from Miami.
Love 15.
Wow. That's what's gotten Sharapova to #1 in the world. Taking it early, being aggressive.
And a big follow through, Allie. Boy, she really gets her weight into that shot.
That backhand is just beautiful to me. She worked it until she got that short ball and she pounced on it.
Oh, yes. Sharapova looking sharp. A nice forehand passing shot up the line. And now
Lofted it.
Williams in trouble again on her own serve.
Sharapova just looks in the zone right now. This is a different player from what we saw yesterday. It almost looks like she knows where the ball's coming and she's there.
15.
Yes. Venus finally cranks in a big first serve down the center. Still down, 15-30. No. Another big first serve off the frame of the racket.
30 all.
So Venus played the young, good, strong
Thank you.
Russian Kirilenko yesterday,
Thanks.
and had a little trouble with her first serve. It was a 46% first serve percentage, but she won 100% of the points where she got her first serve in. That's why I think that is really a key for her today. She can get those first serves in.
Taking a little extra time on that first serve. She didn't like the toss. She'll start again. Still some wind down there. Catches the
13.
tape, and now Sharapova with a big opportunity here to get another break and go up 3-love.
It's a big point for Sharapova. She knows it and she looks ready for it.
Oh, yes.
Nothing she could do with that.
Venus cranks in her biggest serve of the match thus far.
Venus goes for a lot on her first serve, and that's one reason why she gets stats like that. That's another reason that I think her second serve is always so important, because she is going to have to hit some second serves if she goes for that big of first serves.
Second serve, trying to go out wide with that first one.
crowd. That was a huge second serve.
Advantage.
Right in the
Williams.
body, a lot of pace.
Sharapova got jammed. You could see it there right into the body, as you said, Allie, and the approach shot from Venus turned into be a winner.
Venus, like Sharapova, to me, has a much more solid and stable backhand. Her forehand is the side that can break down on her, but her backhand seems to always be in control.
Will go long, and Venus Williams gets out of trouble, fights off a break point. She's down 2-1 and a break, which is fun.
He is quite a character, and he's a proud dad. It's amazing what he's done with these two daughters that he had to become tennis champions, and that they have.
Right off the frame of that racket.
15 love.
So far, Sharapova is doing what we told her to do and keeping a really high first serve percentage. But they're big serves. It's not that she's just getting them in.
Yes.
I just love the way Venus and Serena get their racket back so early.
15 all.
They get their racket back and then they move their feet and get to the ball. And it just gives them so much time to be able to hit it wherever they want it. That's one reason I think Venus's backhand is stronger than her forehand and usually more consistent. She doesn't get her forehand back quite as quickly as her backhand. She's a good couple of yards in front of the baseline for that return, taking it early. And that is just perfect placement.
Second serve now. Big chance for Venus. Get right back in this set.
30 all.
Venus is going to have another look at that call. Very close. We've got about 10,000 lines people in the crowd, like as usual. That's just too good.
Beautiful. That's the way she's got to play.
14.
She knows it. She's got the right strategies. Every point, she's really just trying to take every ball as early as she can. Being aggressive and getting in control. She doesn't want Venus to be in control of the points.
We're still in that one. It says lead tennis. Okay. Venus starting to step in on that forehand, taking that ball early. It's deuce.
And when you don't want your opponent to be in control of the points, the first ball of the point is usually the way to do that, being your serve or your return. That's why I think Sharapova's serve is just one of the biggest keys to this match.
It's a fault. Maria looking up at Fergus Murphy in the chair, but she won't challenge. Here we go with a second serve. Oh, yes. And Venus with her best return of the day.
That's twice in this game now. Venus has just taken one of Sharapova's second serves, stepped up and ripped it down the line.
Now a chance for Venus to get right back in this set. Break point. This is where I love to watch Venus, Allie. On the second serve, she steps well inside that baseline, putting a lot of pressure on Sharapova right here.
When you're having trouble with your serve.
And there it is. And the pressure worked, and Venus breaks with a double fault from the #1 seed.
You know, when you're getting nervous on your serve and you've been having some trouble with your serve, the last thing you want to see is rip winners down the line like Venus did on her second serve a couple times that game, and then is when the double faults start coming. Venus has gotten it back now to 2-all after a rough start. In her first round also, she was down 4-love in the first and came back to win 7-5, 6-2, so.
Yes. Allie, would you say that Venus in her career has been what you call a slow starter?
No, I'm not sure if she's always done that, but I feel like she's so in control of the points and she's such a confident player that she always knows that even if she's down, she can come back as long as she starts doing things like that.
15-love.
The other day she said when she was down 4-0, what she was thinking was that all she had to do was hold, break, and then it'd be tied.
Mm-hmm. For those of you that want the latest tennis information, check in www.thetennischannel.com. We'll have it for you 24/7. Second serve now. Big points early in this first set. Ball was just over the baseline. Venus covered it. No, hold on. Looks like we got a good call. Fergus Murphy in the chair may have overruled Allie.
I don't think Venus was even going to challenge it.
Wow.
Gosh, that showed her incredible athleticism, though, getting over to that little bit lucky of a return and then covering the net and pounding it.
Sharapova did get that point. The overrule, and now a second serve. Venus in trouble once again on her own serve. It's good. And that's too good. Talk about outmaneuvering your opponent. Venus has Sharapova way off court.
She used the whole court. This forehand didn't just land deep and have power, but it was angling off the court. Sharapova had no chance to recover. She was in the stands over there hitting that. With the whole open court, Venus just had to hit it right down the middle for a winner.
30-all, 2 games all, 5th game, first set. Serve out wide, and now Venus Williams, after being down 2-love, a chance to hold here and go up.
Let's first serve.
Beautiful little artwork Venus has got showing on her shoulder. Little rhinestone tattoo.
That will go long, and Venus Williams, from love 2 down, has come roaring back. She leads 3-2 balls as she serves to try and stay in this first set, down 2-5. Now Venus all over the court, 3 points away from a first set.
when your serve is off, especially when you're a good server like Sharapova normally is, it just, your whole game can start to fall apart. It puts so much pressure on your return and everything else because you're so worried about your serve breaking down on you.
Second serve.
You can tell it's really flustering her.
Oh, wow. Wow. Big miss out wide. Allie, I know you had a big left-handed serve, a boomer, if you will. All I had when I played was a serve, and I'll tell you, if I had a day when I couldn't serve, it was almost like saying, hey, forget about it.
It is so frustrating, but Sharapova, as we've seen, has been an intense and great competitor, and she's going to find a way to get around it.
That's a fault. Williams 2 points away from the first set.
It does look like the wind is picking up a little bit on that last serve that she missed by so much. She was almost standing in the doubles alley by the time she hit it. I think her toss must have been way far behind her.
You know, when Venus misses now, she's not missing by much. That ball's just caught the table.
And even though she missed that one, she was still way inside the baseline. She just killed it and took control of it. So Sharapova knows that she's all over her serve.
Goodbye. And Venus Williams now at double set point. This crowd kind of stunned by what they're watching here.
If I was playing against Venus, I'd hate to see her up at the net because she's so tall and strong and has such long arms. It's just, you almost feel like it's impossible to get it over or around her. She's got really quick volleys too, quick hands.
Now big pressure on Sharapova. Williams well inside that baseline.
You can even hear the frustration in Sharapova's grunt. It's different every serve.
And another double fault, and Sharapova has lost serve. She has lost 6 games in a row. This place is stunned. Stay with us. We're on Tennis Channel. Flying halfway around the world for them. That probably helps.
Serena's actually been spending a lot of her time out in LA lately, the last few years, but it goes back and forth. Venus has got her interior design companies in Jupiter and Palm Beach, Florida, and she spends a lot more time there. V-Star Interiors.
First game, second set.
Love 15.
That's long. Well, at this point, if you could whisper something in Sharapova's ear, Allie, what would you tell her?
This first game is so big. I just think she knows she's got to be confident in the rest of her game, and she's got to kind of just forget about her serve when she's not doing it and just somehow try to figure out how to get it in. The problem when your serve goes off, like I said, is everything else just seems to go off. She's probably putting so much pressure now on her return games because she feels like that's almost a better chance to break her than to hold serve.
Normally that Miami International Airport quite away from this venue. Today it sounds a little like Flushing Meadows.
It does.
13-15.
Venus, on the other hand, has got to look at this first game and say, I've got to keep this momentum going. 6 games in a row, but now it's a whole new set. She's got to start it all over again in a way.
And we mentioned the wind, and there's a good example. Venus didn't like the toss. She'll start again.
You always talk about as a good server, you've got to toss it as many times as you need it, especially in this wind. And it doesn't seem like Sharapova's been retossing some of her bad tosses.
Wind is starting to affect both players now. 30 all. Venus with a rare double fault. She's been very consistent on the serve.
Sometimes after winning a set so big, when you know you're playing a tough opponent who played a little bit sloppy of a first set, the first game can be the most nerve-wracking.
Exactly. When's the bubble going to burst? Oh, and it's called good. Venus has another look. Just for a moment, it looked wide.
When you're saying how difficult it is to get it around Venus, the only way to do it up at the net is to hit it on the very outside edge of the line.
Well, we've got a new set, and each player has 2 challenges. Venus has elected to take one early here. Let's have a look. Here it comes. That's part of it, didn't it? Yeah. Oh, wow.
So that's how you pass Venus.
Right. Oh, what a
one challenge remaining.
That's all Maria has to do.
Yeah, right. Wow. Break point, Sharapova. First game, second set. And that will go long and a double fault. And Maria Sharapova break serve in the first game of the second set.
Much the way the first set started, though.
Yeah.
Definitely not what Maria needs to be thinking, but should be reminding herself that.
Let's have a look now at our first set statistics. Certainly
all those winners from Venus Williams, she played so well. Both of them actually kept their first serve about the same, even though Williams certainly seemed to have been more in control of her serve.
Venus very solid when she has those opportunities on break points, 3 out of 4. Second game, second set. Sharapova trying to get back in this match. That's too good.
You know, I've been saying how it is so good to come in, and I love seeing Sharapova working on coming in. But I don't think you can just come in on any ball to Venus Williams. You've got to come in with a stronger, bigger approach shot.
It was short.
Don't come in just to come in. It needs to be a reason. You need to be a presence up there. We saw those break point conversions that Venus did so well in the first set, and that was what yesterday Sharapova got away with. She won 3 and 2. She faced tons of break points, and Chan just wasn't able to execute. So far, Venus is doing so.
Maria has another look at that close call on the sideline.
It's Sharapova challenging the call.
And
right
a challenge.
Ball was called good.
This challenge system just makes it so exciting for the fans. You hear them all oohing and eyeing.
Right on the line.
Ball stands 15-30.
You know what I think happens as a player? You know it well, Allie, and I was there at one point. You're so hopeful that the ball, you're just wishing that it were out, and you say, I think it was out.
I do. Sharapova does just look so flustered and desperate. My serve is off. You know, I just lost 6 games in a row. Please let that ball be out.
That was out. Clearly wide.
Venus looks a little hopeful now. That second serve was so short, and Venus almost think it was too short. Venus was too far out in front.
That second serve from Sharapova got her in such trouble against Serena in that finals down in Australia.
Serena took full advantage of Sharapova's second serve in Australia, and I'm sure she's told her sister to do the same today. Because you can see that when you do take advantage of it, it affects the whole rest of Maria's game. And anyone else's when their serve is going off.
Wide.
Sharapova.
This has another look, but Sharapova will hold.
2 games to love.
It's Sharapova now up to 2-love, second set.
Another 2-love start. Sharapova's got to stay on this one. Here he is, looking as intense as ever, knowing this is a big game for his daughter. It's been a big part of her life and her career, and giving her the intensity that she has out on the court and on the practice court and in the gym. The wind has picked up a little bit, but it looks like Venus is suddenly just a little off balance and a little step behind on this all of a sudden. She looks like a different player from that first set, and she's got to regain her focus and get back in control.
Long.
30 love.
She could use a fast game here, couldn't she? 40-love game, quickly tuck it away, save a little energy.
Spin that momentum right back around. Do maybe a repeat of the first set.
It's wide.
30-15.
There's when Venus just gets a little off balance on that forehand, catches it late. You can see her follow through came up above her head instead of forward into the court like she normally does.
Such
a great recovery from Venus.
She just gets that ball moving so far off the court. Here's Eric Basica. He's down in Key Biscayne with Sharapova right now as her hitting partner, and we saw him out on the court coaching her after the first set yesterday against Chan.
Yeah. Conversing in English, incidentally, with Sharapova. I don't think his Russian's quite that good yet.
I don't know.
Her English is real good.
I don't know how much Russian Sharapova even speaks now. She's been in the U.S. most of her life, training at Voluntary Tennis Academy in Bradenton.
Still game for Venus, trying to get on the board here in set number 2. No.
Man, she hit that second serve hard. And that's the time that you can go for it a little bit more when you're at the break point. But she's got to be keeping those double faults down. She already has more than she did in the whole first set.
No. Serve right into the body of Sharapova, jams her.
Advantage Williams.
Venus at 117 miles per hour on that last first serve. You're right, Allie. She's starting to crank it up a little bit.
She can crank it up. And that body serve is one that players forget about a lot, but it can be very effective, even more so on the big, less agile types of players.
Second serve. Game point, Williams. And another double fault. Wow.
Venus may always go through these ups and downs throughout the matches, but there's one thing's for sure, she's never going to stop not going for it.
Second serve again. Both players putting a lot of pressure on themselves with second serves. That's wide.
Advantage, Williams.
Now Maria. I tell you, they are both questioning calls almost every time on close balls.
And she looks at it so hard. It's like she thinks with her eyes she's going to be able to change it.
Well, there's our look. It was wide.
Clearly wide.
Yeah. Again, Venus does not like the toss.
Game Williams.
Go long, and so finally, Venus Williams gets on the board in the second set. Stay with us. Sony Ericsson Open from the preview to you on Tennis Channel. Boy, that's an interesting graphic there. The first serve's not too strong for either player. Oh, and Venus had that point in one. Sharapova moving in the wrong direction.
She can just get a little sloppy on that forehand sometimes. So her pulling up away from it instead of straight forward to the net where you know that she was going.
It's a lot of unforced errors from both sides.
Problem is, Venus always seems to have the unforced errors number up, but she can counterbalance it with the amount of winners that she has, whereas Sharapova doesn't normally have quite that many unforced errors.
Pretty love, Sharapova up a break, but down a set. Oh, yes.
Beautiful serve. She's got to go up after it. She's got a great service motion and a great serve. We talk about how much time she takes before every single serve. She does her hair behind each ear, her bounce. I almost think it gives her too much time to be thinking about it.
Game Sharapova.
So Sharapova holds.
Some good first serves there, and you see how easy it was for her to hold. Fist pumps and head pumps. She's got the momentum going now for her, and she's feeling a little more like herself.
Sony Ericsson side. That could be his target.
Beautiful backhand.
15 love.
She's so technically solid.
You see the radar gun displayed directly behind Venus. And eavesdrop a little bit. She was up to 122 miles per hour in that last service game.
Wow.
It's a fault. Down to 112 on that one. Court.
That is great aggressive playing from Sharapova. That's classic Sharapova. She was inside the baseline on almost every ball and in control of the point. Beautiful backhand way to step in and get it angling off the court like that.
15 all, big points now from both players, but Sharapova would love to get another break.
Lots of second serves by both players, but when Sharapova sees a second serve, it's still got a lot of pace and a lot of depth on it.
Ooh.
15
He
seconds.
misses a lot, but when they go in, Sharapova's not looking at a soft floater second serve, whereas Sharapova's second serves can just be sitting right up there for Venus to pounce like we've seen.
No. Now a huge opportunity for the #1 seed, double break point,
15
to go up 4-1.
Great reaction from Sharapova there. She knew how big that point was, and she knew how well she's played these last few points. That forehand of Venus's has always been susceptible to break down, and she just sat there and pounded it deep to the forehand until Venus was late, caught it on her back foot. Chance to go up 4-1.
Just too much depth.
That first game was so important, I think, of the second set, like we said, and Venus was a little sloppy. That point right there looks like the first set did, and she's got to start that again.
Still break point, Sharapova. Just over the service line.
Going for the body again.
Yeah.
Been working well all day.
No. Almost looked like Sharapova got a bad bounce. That ball stayed low.
A huge second serve. Sharapova was reaching and stretching just to be able to get it back.
Yuri on his second pack of gum.
My dad had the sunflower seeds going.
Oh, really? Big serve.
And that is winning.
It will work. And so from 15-40 down, now Venus with a chance to hold and stay close.
Venus just looked so eager on that one. Sharapova's ball bounced before it got to the net, but Venus had sprinted up to the net to be able to jump all over that return.
Big serve out wide. Oh, yes, and Venus Williams, a lunging forehand volley to hold serve. Stay with us. We're in Miami. Sony Air.
Already working so hard and so intense. Even in practice matches, she was just an intense and fierce fighting competitor. She still is today. It's what's gotten her up to #1 in the world.
I remember that 2004 Wimbledon win. People asked me, what about Sharapova? Isn't she gorgeous? I said, yeah, she's gorgeous, but you don't want to compete against her.
She's gorgeous and good.
Back. 15-love, Sharapova with the break now in the second set. Yes.
Long lean bodies like Venus and Sharapova and myself usually are so susceptible to these injuries, and she grew obviously a lot through the juniors and just has seemed to stay in great shape and definitely puts in a lot of work in the gym and off the court. She's one of the hardest workers there is, and I'm sure that's helped her and kept her from being injured.
13-15.
This is a big game right here. Can Sharapova hold and keep this lead, this break? Or can Williams tie it up and be serving to go up 4-3?
There's the move in from Venus, well inside that baseline.
Venus is ready for a timid and scared second serve. Beautiful forehand. doing more than just that forehand with those first couple of steps to be running towards the net. She's just so aggressive and knows when she hits it that well, and knows that if Sharapova happens to get a racket on the ball, it's going to be weak. One of the worst things you can do is be overconfident and think it's a winner when it's not. Not be ready for your opponent to get it back.
His forehand. And Venus Williams now with a huge opportunity to get right back in this second set. And this crowd knows it.
Venus is in control of the point. She's not worrying about hitting it to Sharapova's weaker side. She's hitting it from side to side to side, moving her around and controlling it. Second serve on a break point. Venus has got to eat this up.
Oh, catches the tape.
It was a great deep serve by Sharapova. Venus was ready for one of those short floaters like she's been seeing, but Sharapova showed some mental toughness and some strength to get it that deep in the body with some pace. Sharapova knows how to play the big points well, and that's what's helped her be able to be so successful in her career.
Deep shot from Venus Williams right off that baseline.
Venus is inside the court on every ball, looking to come in on every shot. Maria was moving the ball around the court well, but they were all a little short. Venus was able to get there and be moving forward every time. She's got to get that depth back that she normally has.
Look out.
There was the depth. Beautiful deep forehand by Sharapova that set her up for that easy put away.
They say every set has a pivotal game. And this is it, folks. 6th game, second set. And every point crucial.
No doubt.
Sharapova trying to do way too much with the forehand. Well over the baseline.
She was on her heels, falling backward. I keep saying she's so much better on that forehand side when she's stepping in, the way she does on her backhand.
Break point. Once again for Venus Williams. And Maria, you can hear her yell, "Come on." Another ace out wide, 112 miles per hour.
Got a couple of big servers out there today. Sharapova's come up with some huge serves on these break points. There's really been nothing Venus has been able to do. A couple of them she missed her first serve, but threw in a big second serve. Venus has had no good looks. Look at those eyes.
Oh, that's wide. Sharapova. Brilliant play on a big point.
Sharapova had Venus running around, pulling her around on the strings. Venus has those long strides, and she's so fast she can cover so much court. And make Sharapova have to hit one more ball. Now it's her chance.
No. It was wide, and we're back to deuce. Well, for those of you joining us on Tennis Channel, Wimbledon has not come early, folks. This is third round action of the Sony Ericsson. What a match we've got going here. Only the third round, and two former Wimbledon champions going at it. It's deuce.
Huge serve. Sharapova has really picked up her serve in this game.
Well, the sisters could meet again if Serena wins her next match against Sharapova. If Venus were to win this, they would meet in the quarterfinals. It's going to go long. And what a game.
The crowd is loving this one.
4 games.
Two girls that want this match badly, and two girls that hate to lose and love to win. Sharapova showed some real mental toughness in that game. That was a really big one for her. She's been struggling on her serve, and she knew how much she needed it, and it didn't let her down that game.
2-4. Sharapova, second set.
15.
He's right back.
That's a sign of a great champion right there. She can't let losing that game get to her. She played a great game, and she's got to now focus on winning this one. Sharapova had a good deep return. That ball deep down the middle can be so difficult to work with sometimes. Venus has those long arms and loves to have the angle on the ball. And when it's down the middle, she's got no angle to work with.
And the volume's going up from the Sharapova side. The shrieks get louder. 15-30.
I feel like you can tell how Sharapova is playing and what type of match it is based on the pitch of her grunt. She's got it going right now and looks like she's in the zone.
Just catches the tape. That would have been a winner.
I really like the strategy that Sharapova seems to have figured out, to be keeping it deep down the middle. She's done it now the last couple of points, and Venus is just so good when she can get that angle and get the ball moving off the court. It's so much harder to create an angle from the middle of the court. Great second serve.
14.
Coming into the body, spinning that slice serve into the body. Big point for Venus. She's got to execute on this game point.
It's wide.
Sharapova has really shown that she can play these big points well in the last 2 days. She seems to be able to win all these long, close games.
Yes. And another come on from Sharapova, who now has break point to go up 5-2.
Sharapova on the last couple points was the one inside the baseline, pushing Venus off the baseline. Both of these girls really have similar strengths and weaknesses, and both need to be in control of the point in order to be winning.
on the baseline. The number 1 seed, when we return, serves for the second set.
You know, if Sharapova can pull through it, it's going to give her some confidence. Sometimes it's hard to play these top matches so early in the tournament, but also sometimes it just sort of sets the tone for you and gives you that confidence to go through for the rest of it. Venus has certainly had a great record so far this year. It's 7-0. To come through with a win over the number 1 in the world this early in the tournament is definitely going to give her a boost of confidence.
That's long. I was lucky to be in Memphis when
15.
Venus won that tournament. Tennis Channel covered it from Memphis, Tennessee.
It's really amazing how she can take such a long break. This is only her 3rd tournament since July of last year. And come right into Memphis and just dominate again.
3 points away now. Sharapova. Just over. She thought she had it. Oh, it's close to the second set. End of the second set. Will she challenge?
Sometimes it looks like she just likes to eye him down a little bit and sort of dare him.
That's long.
Sharapova is pumped up now after almost every point. She's giving a little, come on.
She jumped out of the way of that last ball. 2 points away, 30 love.
Direction ball is good. You can play the point.
Wow, and an overrule from the umpire. It was called out. Fergus Murphy
30 love.
saying play it again. That's a gutsy call from the umpire at this point in the match. That would have put Maria at set point.
Maria must have thought it was wide, otherwise I think she would have used the challenge.
That's wide.
She looking for a mark?
Tough to find a mark on this kind of a court. We're not in Paris. Oh,
30-15.
way over the service line.
It's tough when you feel like you may have had an ace and then
Yeah.
have to go hit that second serve. It's also always tough when you're playing someone like Venus that can be so sporadic. You're always wondering when she's going to turn it back on again. Always know that she can. So you know you've got to hang on to this momentum and keep her down while she's down.
Oh, yes. That's exactly what you're talking about, Allie. When will she explode? And she did.
Oh, that was sitting right up there for her in her strike zone. Really weak second serve. After missing that one on the deuce side by 10 feet, she just wanted to get it in, and it's not good enough against Venus.
Inside out does not work, and now Sharapova at set point.
She is competing. You heard that scream on the serve, and a big first serve. Now, what is that Yuri is saying?
Relax, Yuri. Big serve down the center, and there it is. The number 1 seed, Maria Sharapova, has come roaring back to even this match at a set apiece. New balls. Venus to serve. Let and a fault. We've talked a lot about momentum, and certainly at this point, it looks like Sharapova has the momentum. Can she keep it?
She does, and I think that's really up to Venus. She's, it's all up to her. If she steps up and it starts off in big control of the point from right off the bat, then she's controlling the match. I think the longer the points go, the better favor it is for Sharapova. Because if Venus is doing well, then she's already hit a winner before the points gotten long.
Long.
15.
Not to say that Sharapova should sit back and push or just be consistent. It's definitely her game to be going for it like she just did.
13-15.
That's a good slice serve out wide. Hit the sideline and skid it off. Great angle.
It was a great backhand off the court. We saw her from behind stepping into it, putting her whole body weight in. And then she even looked like she was looking to be moving forward on that one and possibly come to the net or get a short ball.
30-all, first game, final set. It's long.
Sometimes just the movement in towards the net can make your shot so much better. I even used to think sometimes if I would serve and volley, not even for actually coming into the net, but just for the movement of getting my body to be going forward on the serve. Add a little bit more pace and it ended up being an ace usually. Same thing with the ground strokes. You got to get your body moving towards where you want the ball to be going.
Long. Well, you talked about using the whole court. Both players really hitting into the corners.
This is just beautiful tennis. Women's tennis can just have some great baseline rallies that are just fun to watch to me. Sharapova has really picked up her game on that last point. Venus's serve was huge, and Sharapova managed to get her return back even huger.
And
They're wide.
Venus is even picking up the volume on her grunt. It's contagious. Great serve. Way to be waiting on that short ball and just get all over it.
So Williams up now, 1-love in the final set. This is best of 3 for a berth in the quarterfinals. I'll look at the match stats. Certainly the Williams' unforced errors told a story in that second set.
Definitely, and I think Sharapova put some pressure on her to make her have those errors, but she certainly brought her level down a little bit from that first set.
There are the serves into the body, that 50% in the deuce court and 60 in the ad court. That's the serve into the body that the coach was talking about at the end of that second set.
I think not just on her serve, but also on the ground strokes. It seems to be working well to take that angle away from her. It was a great body serve. Very effective.
15-love.
is where Eric Basica said for her to go for a little bit more pace on the second serve. We'll see if she was listening to him. Yeah, I think that's what Eric and I have been saying she should do. Even if she does have to throw a couple double faults in, she's got to put a little more pace on it than some of those second serves were showing Venus.
Double fault in this game.
No. Serve has been plaguing her for months now. It's plaguing Yuri too. Sometimes it's almost harder to just be watching, isn't it, than to be out there. You've got no control in those stands other than to chomp your gum harder. Venus has got to be thinking, what did I change from the first set?
Long, just over the baseline, and now a big opportunity early in this final set for Venus Williams. Listen to this crowd.
Both girls have been hitting so many winners and playing so well that they're putting pressure on each other to keep it deep. And you've seen them both miss a couple balls just past the baseline, but you know, if there is such a thing, those are good errors. They're keeping it deep in the court.
Doesn't get any closer than that. 62 points apiece. And Maria right back with an ace.
Crowd has got to be enjoying themselves in Miami today. One of my favorite young singer pop stars last night, JoJo, came out and sang for him before the Federer match at the national anthem. Really a fun tournament for the players and the crowd, and who doesn't love Key Biscayne and South Beach?
And another double, her third of the game. Puts Sharapova down, break point once again.
Thing is, we've seen her hit these double faults, but not yet has she hit one on a break point. She hits them early in the game when it doesn't seem to matter quite as much.
That's wide.
This match is just so even. We saw they had dead even points a minute ago, and they've both had 3 breaks. It's these momentum swings, though, that have been deciding the match.
11 seconds.
And almost a double. It was a let. Look at Venus move in. She is way inside that baseline.
Intimidation plays such a role, especially when someone's having trouble with their second serve.
And there it is, a 4th double of the game for the #1 seed, and this crowd lets out a gasp.
Williams leads 2 games to 1.
Including Father Yuri. 2-love Williams final set.
Sometimes stepping up inside the court, even if you're not really going to hit the ball up there, can force those double faults. And you saw Venus step way in, and there came another double fault.
She really moved in on that second ball. 2-love, a rare smile. Boy, when she does smile, It's a big one. Never forget that Wimbledon last, when she won, it was just so amazing. She couldn't stop jumping up and down.
So you could just feel her happiness, and she is such a nice girl.
Oh, and double faultitis has joined center court here. Unbelievable. About 15.
We've seen some beautiful points and some double faults. Either no point or long and gorgeous. Looked like she really just rushed through that one. Should have caught the toss that was way too far to her right.
Can you believe it? A second double. 4 faults in a row.
Love 30.
Williams down, love 30.
I like how she just stepped away right there. She needs to take her time. She should have done that after that first double fault and just rushed through another one. This is a huge game for her. She could hold serve and keep this momentum swing.
Venus with a smart play there, Ali. I think getting the first serve in, taking a little pace off it after 4 straight faults.
Sometimes it seems like Venus forgets that whole idea of taking a little pace off it to get the ball in.
Second serve again. Down 15-30.
Sharapova really hasn't hit any winners off of her serve.
Sharapova at double break point. Trying to get back into this final set.
Venus getting a little frustrated, talking to herself. She's really just played a sloppy game so far, but let's see if she can turn it around before it's too late. We would enjoy that changeover a lot more if it's 3-0 instead of 2-1.
Saves one. There it is. Sharapova breaks in the third game. Williams up 2-1.
Some of her misses have just been really large margins.
Yeah. Will go long, and Venus Williams has broken once again. She leads 3-1. The Williams camp fired up.
Well, Venus has got to say to herself, all right, you've got another chance, you're up a break, you've got to hold on to your serve and at least do something better than starting with 2 double faults.
She'll get it.
She is so quick, and those long, graceful strides of hers get her up to the net so fast. So many women are so fast on the baseline, running side to side, and just have so much trouble running up for a net court or a drop shot or coming into the net. But Venus certainly does not hurt in that department.
They're both unbelievably fast for their height. Allie, would you give an edge to either of these two players in the speed department?
I almost think Venus is a little faster. Perhaps I've seen her just get back some balls that you go, oh my gosh.
Or I think Venus is so tough. The very first step, she's so quick.
That's what I was going to say. It seems like she's always on her toes and always just ready to go. Even if it's for a short ball, she gets there so fast and early.
Yeah.
Sometimes the slow balls and the short balls are what players don't run to that fast because you have time, but it helps so much to get there early and then just be able to have all the time in the world to hit it away.
Second serve, 30-15. Venus with the break.
Great deep return by Sharapova, but certainly a makeable ball. Venus just on her back foot, and she knew it. She motioned it to herself afterward.
That's a fault. Sharapova with a chance. Huge point for Sharapova to get back in this match. Break point.
Venus needs to put in a first serve right here, even if it means taking a little bit of pace off. She just hasn't made Maria look at too many first serves in the last two games.
Sharapova jumps on a second serve return, 5 feet over the baseline.
She got a little too excited. That was one of the weaker second serves by Venus of the match, and it almost caught Sharapova by surprise. That's what I mean. Sometimes taking a little bit of pace off is not that bad. I think Venus forgets about that option. I like that she caught that toss. It's one of the few times that we've seen her do it, and I feel like I've seen a few others that she should have caught.
Wow, the wind has got to be a tough factor now. Some people don't realize that you don't have to hit that ball. Catch it and start again. And it worked.
Great body serve again.
Advantage, Williams.
113 miles an hour right in the body. It's hard to get away out of something moving that fast. Venus was a good 8 feet behind the baseline to hit that backhand. That's not her game. She needs to be moving forward and being aggressive, and on these game points is when she seems to become a little more hesitant and moving backward a little bit more. On the other hand, Sharapova's return was deep and penetrating. She comes up with her best shots on the big points.
Double fault again. Sharapova with break point.
She just completely collapsed on that second serve.
There it is. Sharapova breaks. She is back in the set. Stay with us. Sony Ericsson Open. Women.
To predict what's going to happen. The first set we saw Venus dominate. The second set we saw Sharapova turn it around and dominate. And now it's just game after game who can make the less double faults.
2-3. Final set. The winner will move into the quarterfinals to play either Serena Williams, Lucy Sharapova. That match yet to be played.
Venus would certainly love to win this one and see her sister come out the victor over Sharapova, even though they hate playing each other. And Sharapova would certainly love to get her hands on Serena again, get revenge from that terrible match in Australia.
The final when she was killed by Serena.
Serena hasn't played a tournament since.
Well, Serena has yet to lose a match in 2007. Not bad.
Neither has Venus, and it's pretty amusing.
Oh, now Venus looking just a little impatient, jumping on that second serve.
It was right where she likes it, right where she wants it, and just got a little overeager. It's really just hard to tell what's going to happen here.
There's Venus once again well inside that baseline.
To me, Venus has got just a little more power and almost a little more talent, but Sharapova's a tougher competitor, I think.
Double fault. The return works again. Sharapova.
Sharapova challenge.
Here's the challenge.
Service line.
He thought it was good. It was called a double fault. We will soon find out. And Sharapova.
She got one.
Wow, he was right. You know, Allie, players somehow know, don't they? I mean, you know in the back of your mind when you hit a ball whether it was good or out.
I think you do, and that's what makes it fun about this whole new challenge system they've got. Even those ones, like we said, we think she really knew that it was out, but maybe challenged just for the fun of it.
Second serve again. Oh, yes, and Sharapova takes a big chance. Slices that second out wide.
She took Eric Bassiga's advice on that one and went for a big second serve. Paid off. Now she's got 3 game points in this crucial game in the third set.
And again, Sharapova with an ace. The challenge she wins, and then 2 aces, and Sharapova comes roaring back to 3 games all.
Great positive reaction from Sharapova. She knows how big that was and how much she wanted it, and she made it easy on herself. She didn't have to exert much energy in that game.
Very few spectators have left this beautiful center court here at Crandon Park. Enjoying third round action, women's singles, on a Sunday late afternoon. Oh, it's going to spin wide.
Love 15.
This hit.
15 all.
You can hear that one leave the racket.
She hit that ball way behind her. Hit some big forehands the rest of that point. Just caught that one a little late.
15 all. 7th game, final set.
That is just not typical Venus. She was a step behind, even 2 steps behind. When she's on top of her game, she hits that serve. She knows that a short ball is going to come, and she's on top of a short ball like that. She was flat-footed on that last one.
That's good.
That's Venus. Running forward, pouncing, and eager. I think the word hungry describes Venus when she's really on top of her game. She's just hungry to run up there and kill the ball. And she's back on those heels and flat-footed. She's not playing her best.
Well over the baseline, and now Sharapova at break point.
Sharapova forced Venus to be on her back feet on that ball. She got that return so deep and hard. Took away any kind of power or momentum that Venus could have gotten on that ball. Very few first serves in this game.
No, well wide, and Sharapova has broken once again. 4-3 Sharapova, final set. And Sharapova, the #1 seed, has come roaring back from 3-1 down, almost 4-1 down, to lead it 4-3. And suddenly Sharapova, Allie's starting to serve aces.
That's 3 aces in a row now. She finished the last game with 2 aces.
Exactly.
And you've got to notice that Venus has sort of stopped pouncing all over those second serves. She hasn't been hitting as many winners off of her serve, which has definitely taken some of the pressure off of Sharapova.
That cord. It goes long. And she's going to challenge.
Ball was called out.
Ball was called long. Maria thought it was good. We'll have another look.
All eyes are turned towards the big screen.
This is such great drama. The drums roll. The ball's in the air. It's long. So she loses a challenge. She's down to 1. Remember, each player gets 2 challenges during the regular set. And should it go to a tiebreak,
so it's out.
There's an additional
Maria,
challenge.
Yeah. So it was 15 love. 15 all. Okay, yep. 15 all.
Burgess Murphy confirming the score at 15 all. It's the only thing about the challenge. You get so wrapped up in the challenge, you forget the darn score. This match now 2 hours old. It's too good.
Tennis is such a mental game, and like we were talking about, when Venus was standing way inside the baseline and when she was just ripping those second serves away, it was making Sharapova hit those double faults. Now Sharapova's turned those double faults into aces. You see what a difference it makes in your games. We saw Venus coming back to herself, moving into the net, being aggressive, taking control. What she's got to do.
That is long, and now Venus Williams right back with double break point to get even at 4 games all.
Back and forth and back and forth.
This is amazing. Could we be looking at a final set tiebreak? Long way off.
Giving these fathers an ulcer watching their daughters play matches like this all these years. Richard's got a few more on Yuri.
Did you like your dad to watch your matches, Allie?
I liked when he was there. It was always fun. We could go watch some, eat at some nice restaurants, but he was usually off at the golf course during my matches.
So the answer is, hey, Dad, go play some golf today. I got a match to play.
My mom traveled with me a lot. She was my best friend, and You definitely get away from the courts and go shopping and find that car full of antiques when I would get done with my matches.
Still break point here. And the tape. And Venus breaks right back. We are at 4 games all, final set.
Well, this is turning into a nail biter, and this crowd is into it. And both have, different people in the crowd have their favorites. 2 big names that they all know well.
And Venus in wisely. Good approach shot.
15.
Great big first serve. Set that easy short ball up, and then she followed it on in forward to the net. Sharapova had nothing she could do there.
Very close, just wide of that center service line. Good. Best point of the match. Unbelievable tennis from both sides.
Unbelievable patience, power. There's a from the City Star watching and enjoying that great point.
Richard on his feet. What a spectacular point.
Sharapova did such a great job that whole point of keeping it deep. Venus was really looking to pounce and moving forward and just didn't have an opportunity to.
And this crowd, a standing ovation at the end of that fantastic rally. Catches the tape.
15.
Venus gets a big sigh. Both of these girls are great competitors, like I keep saying, though, and they love it. This is what you play for. This is what you live for. And with a great crowd like this and a great stadium and atmosphere, it's turning into a night match now that it's been this long. And
Wait, Venus, wait.
Well, we're just telling Venus to
Can we open the umbrellas,
stop
please?
it. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? 4-all final set. Williams up 30-15, and Fergus Murphy saying, hold up. Got some rain coming.
this certainly adds some drama. As if this match didn't need any more already.
We have had it all, folks. I'm glad you're with us on Tennis Channel. This is what it's all about. 3rd round action, and here comes the rain.
There really are getting to be tough conditions with this wind, little sprinkling and rain delays.
While it drops a bit, we will take a quick break on Tennis Channel. Stay with us. We'll be back for this match right after this.
Every adjustable rate mortgage.
The local crew taking care of a brief delay here in Miami as the rains started to come, but they have now subsided. It's certainly a dramatic time for this to happen, Allie. At 4-all in the final set, the clouds overhead, but looks like we're going to be able to start playing very, very shortly. Well, speaking of some injuries, Allie, it's been an interesting year for several players.
See, Amelie Mauresmo had to withdraw because of appendicitis, and Elena Demencheva, a rib stress fracture. So expected to miss 6 weeks. Jamia Jackson, a former competitor of mine all through the American Juniors, withdrew with a right hip injury. Her short career has definitely been plagued by injuries, as Venus's has.
And that happening early in the season here. We've got a long way to go in 2007. And now the fans a little restless. They have watched some tremendous tennis in this third round women's match from two former Wimbledon champions. Now Venus about ready to roll, trying to stay loose. 4-all in the final set. They've been at it for over 2 hours.
It was such a short delay that you wouldn't think it would have too much of an effect. But just sort of add a little extra drama, a little excitement for the crowd and players. Give the players some time to think about how crucial this point is and how crucial this game is.
Neither player left the center court. They stayed right there. Very brief delay. So now ready to go. Venus up 30-15. Serving in the 9th game of the final set. Do you think this delay helped either player, Allie, or?
I usually always would think it was a little tougher to come out being the server because you don't really have much time to get back into it. But
pretty good first serve from Venus. And she wins that first point and goes up 40-15.
Very good of her to make that first serve coming out of the rain delay and just make Maria have to play. A little worried that she'd go for something too much and come out with a double fault.
It's going to go long, and Venus holds. And now Venus Williams up 5 games to 4 as the Williams camp cheers her on. Stay with us. Those aces, she may fire some more with those new balls.
She's really turned her serve around in that first set.
Good first serve, 15 love.
15 love.
We said in the beginning that serves were going to be the key to this match, and certainly have been. Second serves, even more, particularly, have been the key. Whether they can get him in, and whether they can get him in strong enough and deep enough.
Oh, and there's the double. She's got to go for a strong but solid and secure first serve here, maybe in the body. Give herself some margin for error. She can't afford another double right here. Good deep serve on the first one.
Great deep body serve. Maria's right in her element. It seems like she likes it, the tighter the situation is.
It's good.
Beautiful angle passing shot.
Wow.
Venus has got to stay aggressive. I do not think that was the right ball to come in on. The general rule is usually not to have an approach shot go cross court because it gives your opponent an angle. You saw Maria take advantage of that angle she had right there.
Double fault again.
Sharapova fought for her 3 points and earned them by running and hitting miraculous winners. Whereas Venus has just had to stand on the other side of the net and accept 2 double faults. Now it's 40-30. See if she can pull out another one of those aces here. She can lose.
That's first time.
First serve, everybody forgetting the let, thought it was another double.
I think so too.
That's too good. And a short second serve sets it up for Venus. It's due.
That's what we saw happen a lot in that first set. Those short second serves and Venus really taking advantage of them. It's also going to make Maria think about this one a little bit more. She's got to do more with it now. Which can usually lead to a double fault.
Big first serve. And Venus going for it all.
Rather than a double fault, she pulled out a huge first serve. And somehow Venus managed to get it back very deep. It's surprising Sharapova, but Venus was so far out of the court after that huge first serve that she was desperate to get to that backhand.
Into the net.
And that's what Eric Bassica told her to do, was go for a little deeper serves on that second serve and in the body. Caught Venus off guard, and she was falling to the side trying to hit that backhand.
Yeah, changing rackets here after 10 games. Didn't sound like or look like she broke a string. Allie, what do you think? Why is she changing rackets?
You know, they say sometimes when your strings get wet, especially if she's playing with gut, it can affect the tension a little bit. With natural gut, I mean. Maybe it's a little bit in her head to think about getting some dry strings out.
5 games all. Final set. That's long.
15-9.
Here comes a challenge, I believe.
Sharapova challenging the goal left baseline.
She had to really think about that
Yep.
one.
Believe she's down to 1, and if she loses this, she's out of luck until they get to a tiebreak, should that happen.
It is 5-all, so that changes the strategy
Yeah.
a little bit by now.
It's long.
Maybe Maria doesn't quite know, like we were saying, that you usually feel like you know whether it was in.
Yeah. Big serve. Big serve from Venus. Right on the service line.
Beautiful and beautiful timing. Birdie Love, she's got a little cushion here now. Go for another big serve, maybe.
She did.
Big second serve.
Wow. And that ball just stopped. Venus hesitated.
This was caught very off guard and very slow to move up to that ball. Very uncharacteristic of her. It almost looked like she tripped maybe on the way up there.
It's wide. Just wide of that sideline. thought it was good.
That's the call. It's your choice now, Venus.
Marcus Murphy going with the call.
Always seems like at 5-all they start to question a few more than at other times in the match. Each point is so important.
That's good. What a point.
Great point. And Venus was taking more of the side of being on the defensive side that point. Sharapova was really dominating and controlling and moving forward on every ball, ripping them. Venus has got to keep her game up on these big points for her to close out the games. I feel like she turns into a different type of player.
Go long, and the 40-15 lead disappears.
Sharapova is scrapping and fighting with all her heart and all she's got. She would dive and scrape blood to win this point right here.
Ooh, that looked good, and it skidded. It looked like it skidded off the line.
I think she's got to go for the challenge on this one.
I would definitely challenge.
As late in the set as it is, she's got nothing to lose.
I think she's going to win this one. Hold tight, everybody. Here we go.
Got a little heartbeat going, I think. Ooh, and barely caught it.
Oh, wow. And Venus makes the right decision. It's an ace.
Well, that was a good decision and a great serve. Maybe that toss got a little away from her again. Now that is certainly a downer when you get the momentum and adrenaline from hitting such a big, great ace and first serve, getting that call to be changed and then double fault.
She went for the same serve out wide. Not this time.
That is beautiful. Unlike the last time that we saw her come in, she took that one deep down the line. Even though it turned out to be a winner, she was in position for the next volley. Beautiful backhand down the line. Just looking a little timid and afraid on a couple of big balls. Whereas Sharapova has stepped it up and every ball is deep. Her returns, especially this game, have been very deep. And she's not returning an easy serve.
It was a let.
For a big angle on that second serve.
double fault. Talk about highs to lows. She gets the challenge, serves a double, and now she is in trouble.
This can be very hard to play against for Sharapova. You lose your rhythm. Venus is the one in control of whether she's hitting an ace or a double fault. And you just have to be ready for anything.
It's good.
Sharapova.
Called wide on the far sideline. And Sharapova up 6-5. When we return, she serves for the...
That you would think that a top player like Venus Williams would do, and you just wonder if her lack of experience in the last year has really played on that. It looked like she got nervous and tight on those big game points.
Second serve.
It's only her third tournament since July, but she hasn't played anyone like Maria Sharapova.
Can you believe it? And Sharapova trying to close it out. Starts with yet another double fault.
Look at all those double faults.
Amazing. It's wide.
25 double faults between the two of them. Two of the top players in the world.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful. Great return by Venus. And that definitely plays a huge factor in these double faults. Both of them have been returning so well the whole match. Putting pressure on the server to come up with something bigger and better.
Even if Venus does not win this match, she is back this year. A great win in Memphis and certainly a great effort out here today. But it's far from over.
She makes it look so easy to just be able to show up and be back again. She certainly has been putting her time in on the practice court and away from the tournaments, but not too many other players have ever been able to just pop in and out of the scene the way Venus and Serena have.
This is the tape. Now Maria Sharapova, the #1 seed, is at match point.
She's going to go for a big first serve on this one, and she is pumped to be in this situation.
That's long. And Sharapova has done it.
An extra excited reaction for someone that's #1 in the world in the second round of a tournament, but she was playing Venus Williams, so there she is, ecstatic and enjoying the feeling.
Tremendous comeback from Sharapova. And she gets a standing ovation from this crowd in Miami. No one left. A brilliant match, and the #1 seed, Sharapova, comes back from a set down. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this. Well, a terrific effort from Venus Williams, and she gets a big hand, Allie, and she should.
She's back. Venus showed some real mental toughness out there, fighting hard and playing well, but just couldn't quite come through.
And look at the stats. Certainly the unforced errors from Venus at 55 tell a big story.
Double faults also was just a huge factor in this match from both sides of the net. Sharapova had 13 and Venus had 12. They both were returning so well and putting pressure on each other's serves and just breaking down.
Sharapova just slightly better on those break points at 7 out of 12, and so the stats